this is very important, actually, that all these mechanisms of heat regulation, and this is the surface and the interior, and every single time that you get sick, the interior and the exterior have to, they change in some way. They moderate in order to acclimatize themselves to the needs of the body. And the blood shifts to the surface, away from the surface. And in my book on the pulse with Francis and Phyllis, I quoted Dr. Irwin Korr, Korr, who was an osteopath who did a lot of research showing that every single disease, not by name, but every single disease by presentation, every single person sick, each disease is different. Each had a signature, had a particular disorientation of the blood in a unique way. And that, of course, is osteopathic theory, that you adjust the bones to get the blood to go back into certain areas more than another. And that is 19th century medicine, too. When did this originate? 19th century. So, hi, Pascal. And so we have this regulatory system called the thermoregulatory system, and if you haven't heard about it, it's because modern doctors have folded it in with the immune system. It's considered part of the immune system, which is kind of funny because it's not under the control of hormones, really. It's more under the control of the sympathetic nervous system in particular. It's not even under the control, well, there is some controls from hormones. That's hormones that originate right in the tissues, right where the skin is, not ones from the elsewhere so much. And there is no parasympathetic control. It's just sympathetic clenching. All the exterior can do is clench and then relax from that. And so this system doesn't have a lot in common with like immune cells and white cells and all that, yet they put it together with the immune system and it gets hidden due to that. This shows how when you change, if you look at something a certain way, you change your world knowledge. And so 19th century medicine is completely understood by 20th century, 21st century, because they ignore this. This is also how the Indian sweat lodge works, Native American healing, and healing throughout the world where people just bring on a sweat. This is a normal way of healing. And so it's all hidden because they obscure it by putting the thermoregulatory system under the immune system and then ignoring it. They're just into, see, the modern person says, oh, I'm getting sick, I'll take some echinacea to increase my white cells. Why do they think that way? It's because they've been programmed by modern medicine to think that the immune response consists of white cells, but that's second. That takes place second to the thermoregulatory shifts, because what's happening first is the shifts are taking place, and they are and then if the body can't adapt, then bacteria settle in because the environment is off, and then the white cells come to kill the bacteria or the virus. So in fact, this is prior to the immune response, what we would normally call the immune response.